In today's video, I want to share the story of how my YouTube channel got monetized and offer some tips for you if you are trying to grow your channel, if you're thinking about starting one, or if you're just curious. I monetized my small art channel towards the end of September, almost 1 year since I started it. And I thought it was a nice time for me to create a video and share with you some of the insights that I've learned along the way. I've learned some valuable lessons. Sometimes they've not been easy ones. I'll share some numbers with you and also talk about how one video changed everything for me. I feel it's important, first of all, to mention that I've experienced countless other benefits from starting my YouTube channel, other than just earning money through the YouTube Partner Program. I've created a video all about how this 1 year long journey has changed my life for the better, and you can watch it here. So I first wanted to talk a little bit about my journey. When I first started, I had zero experience of filming or editing or script writing. So I just decided to jump straight in. I wasn't even that confident talking on camera. That's something I'm still working on. I also wasn't really sure what I wanted to make videos about. My experience of watching videos on YouTube was more about teaching people how to paint and the different kinds of techniques. That's what I was used to. So I first of all decided that that's what I wanted to make videos about. My channel initially was actually called In the Studio with Alex, and I started filming me trying to teach people how to paint. But as I started to create and upload these videos, it didn't feel very authentic and natural. It felt quite forced, and I wasn't really enjoying the process. Finding the time to make the videos was also becoming very challenging. I was trying to make these completely separate YouTube videos and also run my small art business. So I was finding it difficult to find the time to do everything. And one day it suddenly dawned on me that I could just create a video about what I was already doing in my small art business. So I just set up my iPhone, my camera, in my studio and just filmed things that I was already doing and made it into a vlog. Suddenly had an epiphany moment where I thought I really enjoyed making that, and it didn't really add too much extra workload on to what I was already doing because I was just filming what I was doing for my small art business. So the first point that I'm getting to with this is, if you're first starting out and you don't really know what you want to create videos about, then just try a few different things. So maybe start broad, and then over time you will naturally develop a niche. Let your channel evolve naturally from doing things that you genuinely enjoy. If you don't film things that you enjoy doing, then your channel won't be sustainable and you're not going to stick to it in the long run if you don't enjoy what you're doing. And like me, you'll eventually find your rhythm and start creating videos that you actually enjoy rather than ones that feel like hard work. I also want to add, and this one might be a bit controversial, but if your channel over a certain period of time still feels too scattered, you may want to try and niche down a little bit. That's not to say that channels that are broad can't be successful. I'm sure there's lots of channels out there that are focused on different things that are doing really, really well. Having a channel with a diverse range of topics would more likely suit a YouTuber with a larger, more established audience who will support anything that they do. Personally, I think it's a good idea to find a niche that you love and stick to it, and your audience will find you. Don't worry about being too small of a niche. The world is a huge place with so many people out there, so there's definitely an audience for everyone and everything that you want to create videos about. My next tip that I've learned is keep creating and uploading and you will improve over time. When I look back at those first videos I made, I cringe. I've actually deleted some of them, they were so bad. But yeah, just aim to make your videos a slightly bit better each time you upload. There is a wealth of free information out there, free tutorials on YouTube about creating videos. So if you feel like it is overwhelming trying to learn everything, just focus on getting a fraction better with each video. If you are being consistent in putting out high quality content, then eventually one or two of your videos will pop off. I'm not sure if I like that term, but this is where YouTube puts your video in front of more and more people, and this kind of snowballs over time. This happened to me recently with my Just Start video. This was a bit of a YouTube trend at the time, I think it still might be, but this is the one that was all about how YouTube changed my life for the better. And up until this point, I had gradually been getting, I'd say, 4 or 5 hours of watch time per day. So my watch hours were gradually creeping up day by day. But when I put this video on, after a couple of days, the graph kind of went like this and then started to shoot up with my watch hours. So that's actually the video that got me to my target of 4,000 watch hours. And I'd watched a lot of other YouTube videos on this same subject, and each one of them resonated with me so much that I wanted to create my own video and put my own spin on it and tell my own story. So this brings me on to my next tip. If you're struggling to think of ideas that would make good videos, then maybe have a look at other channels who are creating similar content to what you're creating and have a similar subscriber count as well. And just look at their videos and find the ones that are noticeably higher in views than the others, and save these videos to a private playlist and maybe call it something like My Journey to Monetization, or just something that you'll remember. You can then go back to that playlist and have a look through the videos, and this will give you inspiration on the kind of videos that people are watching and want to see. Make sure that you are not copying the videos, but using them instead as inspiration. But that being said, there is no guaranteed method or way of knowing that a video you put out is going to do better than any of the others. It just comes down to making sure that the content is consistent, really great quality, and a little bit of luck has to come into it as well. You want to hope that YouTube eventually picks one of your videos and shows it to a wider audience. My next tip is to create videos that solve problems for people. Most people come to YouTube to find videos that entertain them and also solve problems that they have in their life. If you're in the creative niche like me, this could be making videos teaching people how to improve their drawing skills, or perhaps how to sell art without the use of social media, which is a video that I made recently. Consider the value that you're giving to people. This is what's going to make them want to subscribe if they find videos on your channel that resonate with them and are useful to them in their daily life. Another effective approach is to listen to your audience. The comments that people are writing under your videos can provide really great insights into the kind of challenges they're facing and what they need help with. You could even think about having a poll directly asking your audience what videos they would like to see. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't be creating videos about what you want to create, but it's about blending your interests with what resonates with your audience. Now I want to start talking about more of the nitty-gritty details about actually creating your videos and uploading them. And some of these lessons have been hard ones to learn, and I wish I'd known when I first started, so I hope that they will help you in some way. The first one is using copyrighted content. When I first started my YouTube channel, I had no intention of using copyrighted music, and I downloaded my background music from a website that was royalty free. All the music on there was royalty free, basically. Little did I know that this doesn't necessarily mean that you won't still get a copyright claim on your YouTube videos. So I would say more than half of the videos that I've made and uploaded onto YouTube have copyright claims on them. And it wasn't until I monetized my channel that I realized any AdSense money that I make on these videos doesn't go to me, it goes directly to the owner of the copyright on that piece of music. So yeah, there's a lot of videos on my channel that I am not making any money on because of this, which isn't such a massive deal, but I just wanted to make you aware to use websites like Epidemic Sound, for example. You can link an account on there to your YouTube account, and you can guarantee that all the music that you take from Epidemic Sound and use in your videos is going to be completely copyright free. My next tip is about thumbnails. I could probably create a whole entire video on thumbnails, but I'm not going to because it's already been done hundreds of times by people who know more about it than I do. But you cannot underestimate the importance of thumbnails. And I did actually know this fairly early on when I started my YouTube channel, but I really struggled with making them. I would film and edit an entire video, and then when I got to the point where I was going to upload it to YouTube, I had to create the thumbnail, which always frustrated me because I just wanted to upload the video. And I used to spend such a long time creating these thumbnails, trying to make them look perfect, and they never did. My advice here for creating thumbnails is similar to my advice for creating content, in that just keep practicing and eventually you will find something that fits. I now use a thumbnail template and it takes me literally 2 or 3 minutes to create a thumbnail. I use the same fonts, the same colours and the same style of photo. Try to include 2 to 4 words in your thumbnail that aren't exactly the same as the video description, but something that's a hook for people to kind of draw them in and make them interested to find out what your video is about. My next tip, although I haven't done this personally, I've heard it is a good idea if you're trying to increase your watch hours. Just on a side note, you currently need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in order to put adverts in your YouTube videos, and this is how you're going to generate money through AdSense. So I found getting my subscribers up to 1,000 was kind of the easy part. Is getting the watch hours that I and most people struggle with. 4,000 hours is a very, very long time. So one technique that creative channels can use to their advantage is to create longer videos. Now these might be watched by less people, but your watch hours are more likely to be higher from longer videos with less people watching them than they are from shorter videos with more people watching them. Not in all cases, but it's just one thing that you could try. The type of video that I'm talking about here are paint with me videos or draw with me videos. You could potentially do a whole painting and make this into an hour-long video. Keep the first 30 seconds of your video clear and concise. Say exactly what you're going to be talking about in the video and why you're qualified to discuss it. For example, with my video on selling art without social media, in the first 30 seconds I've clarified exactly what the video is going to be about and that I'm building a successful art business without relying on social media for sales. You want to hook people in straight away and let them know why they should continue watching your video. If you have a YouTube channel, you've probably seen those charts that show your audience retention time, and a lot of them look like this. People watch it and then straight away you get lots of people dropping off, and then the ones who are seriously interested in watching your video will stay on and your graph will kind of flatten out over time. But this is the key moment in your video, these first 30 seconds. You don't want everyone to drop off at that point. You still want to engage people and keep them watching your video. When you're uploading your videos onto YouTube, there's several different things you can do to increase your chances of visibility. The first thing is your file names. When you upload a video, make sure the file name of the video isn't something random like file number 496270. You want to rename your files so that they have keywords associated with what your video is about. So again, using the example of how to sell art without social media, that's exactly what I would call the file name of the video that I created. You want to also do this with your thumbnail file names. They don't have to be exactly the same. In fact, it's probably a better idea if they are slightly different, and then you can include different keywords in each file name. When you upload a video, one of the options is to include tags. I didn't do this for several of my early videos because YouTube actually says they play a very minimal role in getting your videos seen. But I've since watched a lot of tutorials that say it's good to include tags. So for the sake of 5 minutes work, I would definitely include tags in all your videos. And these are just keywords associated with what your video is about. So if you're in the creative niche like me, you could be using keywords like small art business marketing, small art business growth, artist vlogs, creative vlogs, that kind of stuff. I've also heard that it's good to pin a comment to the top of your comment section. I personally haven't seen any benefits of this yet, but I'm gonna keep trying it. It's meant to encourage conversation with your audience. And finally, when you upload a video, you want to add this to one of your playlists. You have the option of creating different playlists for your channel, and it's a good idea to pin each video to a different one of these playlists. This not only helps viewers find related content, but it helps your channel to look more organized and cohesive. My final piece of advice is to be yourself. A lot of people are of the opinion that what they want to create videos about has already been done before by people who are better at it than them. And to some extent that is true. Videos probably have been made before on what you want to talk about, but they've not been made by you. So YouTube is all about long form content. It allows you to let your personality shine through, to tell your story and to put your own spin on things. For me, trying to show more of my personality has been something that I'm working on over time. It's not easy to talk on camera naturally if you've never done it before, but it's going to take practice. That's the only thing that is going to make you better, by consistently uploading videos. You can always delete any videos you don't like in the future, and then no one ever has to see them again. I've logged into my YouTube studio account and I thought I would run through some stats and numbers with you. Spoiler alert, I'm definitely not going to be able to retire anytime soon from my first YouTube paycheck. If you have your own channel, I'm sure you've logged into YouTube Studio, but you can keep track of your watch hours in the monetization tab. My monetization tab has now changed because I am monetized, and it just says that my ads are turned on and the location of these ads. And once you are monetized, you actually can choose where and when your ads are played. I haven't done this. I've just let YouTube put them in places where it thinks are best. I've now gone into my revenue tab and I'll set this to lifetime. So yeah, I mean, I probably need to set a custom period starting from then, because that's when I got monetized. So let's do last 90 days. This obviously then breaks it down day by day, so you can see how much you're earning. So not huge amounts. That day I earned 84p. It looks like my best performing day was here, and I earned £7.32. So yeah, not huge amounts, but obviously you're earning this daily, so it does add up over time. Here I've got my content performance, and this is for the last 90 days. So my best performing video has been make the most of 20 minutes a day to grow your art business. That's made £34.52. My next one is how to sell your art without social media. That's made £27.28. And then it's how YouTube changed my life in 1 year. That's made £16.97. That was the video that got me to my 4,000 watch hours, the one that changed everything. I haven't made a huge deal of money on it because a lot of those watch hours from that video were prior to me getting monetized, so I just missed out on those. Smaller amounts from other videos. The way that YouTube works out how much they're going to pay you is different for every single YouTuber. You have two metrics. One is cost per meal and the other is revenue per meal. So some of my higher performing videos are my running a small Etsy shop as a traditional artist. That looks like the video with the best RPM, and that was £8.54. Another fairly high one was my video that I just released, so the one before this one, time management tips for building an art business. That was £7.04. Some of my lower performing videos, quite interestingly, the one that did really well, so how YouTube changed my life in 1 year, that's only 66 pence. So a huge difference. I've never actually looked at these numbers before, so yeah, this is very interesting. Another fairly low one was my cozy autumn art vlog, and that was 76p. Now looking at these numbers, I don't actually think it's going to change the way that I decide what videos I'm going to make or how I make my videos. I'm just going to keep doing what I enjoy and yeah, what kind of suits my channel. So I would say just be aware of these numbers, but don't let them dictate what you make your videos about or how you make your videos. There is just so much data in here that I haven't even looked at. You could spend hours doing this. There's the age of your average viewers, the gender, where they live in the world. So yeah, all interesting stuff. It's also important to say you have to earn a minimum of £60 in order to get paid each month. So as long as you're meeting that threshold, obviously if you don't meet the £60 threshold, the amount that you do earn, say it was £40, would get carried over to the next month and added on until you reach that 60. So yeah, not huge amounts. I'm sure it's not been the smallest amounts ever, and I'm sure it's definitely 100% not the highest. I'm just really happy with it, and don't forget that there are countless other benefits of starting a YouTube channel, both for your own personal development, but also in the future, there's so many opportunities that could be opened up to you by working with brands and being sponsored. So yeah, don't rule all that out either. It is hard work. It does take a lot of time and persistence. It's not easy, especially if you're a small art channel and you're doing everything on your own. Just think of all those different skills that you have to learn and teach yourself as a one-man band: script writing, editing, filming, YouTube strategies. There is so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it's helped in some way. As I said, don't let the numbers dictate how and why you make videos. Just make ones that you enjoy, that also resonate with your audience, that solve a problem for them, and yeah, you're sure to find success one day.